What's up, everybody? Welcome to Crafter Hours. I'm David Wilson, back again with another live stream where we get together and try to build something new. Not really from scratch now because we've been working on it for a little while, but you know, we have a good time trying to hack on some project work together. Let me see. I think I might actually have an older version of the notes here. Let me see if I can get those synced across machines. I probably forgot to push them yesterday, so let me just grab that real quick. Sorry for the lateness. As usual, you know, you got to get ready for things in the morning and then, you know, go shave your head and do other relevant activities. So you end up being a little bit late sometimes. Let's see. Did I push this yet? Conflict in live streams. Oh, where am I? Sorry, I'm on another screen right now. That's the reason why you're seeing me fumble around a little bit. Conflict. Swear. Okay, I guess I didn't actually push something on that. That's fine. All right. Anyway, hello to the folks who've joined so far. Ashraz, SCKL, Erky. Erky says, fresh coffee and the soothing background beat of SC stream. Yes, that's good, right? I've got my, once again, I have the mystery flavor of Monster. Sorry, I got distracted by Jodzy's message. Jodsy says, experiencing some audio video freezes. I haven't seen them, but I haven't been watching. So if you continue to see audio video freezes, let me know. Maybe you should refresh the stream. But hello to Jodzy and Cal. And I see Peter over on the Twitch side. Nice to see everybody today. Let me know if you're here. Okay. Ashra says it's fine on Twitch. Yeah, the stream always seems to be a little bit better on Twitch. I don't know. Like, sometimes I think I should just be streaming on Twitch only, but we're so used to YouTube now, so why change something that works? All right, so this is as up to date as it's going to be. Let me get this going. Wednesday, February 12th, 2025. So for the agenda today, we're definitely going to work on, let's see, all of this stuff. I'm pretty sure we'll do all these things if we can. We have time. So the idea is that we're going to finish up the package tip authoring feature. The point is that on this website, we're indexing all available Emacs packages. It's not deployed yet. You can't really see it. You'll see it as I run it in the course of the stream. Hey, Glenn. We index all available Emacs packages across the different Emacs package repositories, plus other places which we haven't really added yet, with the goal of making it possible for people to identify which packages they use in their configuration and also write tips for the packages. Like maybe they want to give a configuration snippet or say which packages it works best together with, this kind of thing. Just to have like a central website where you can go find out tips on using various Emacs packages. So we had started writing an interface for, I think it's still running. Yeah, still running. Oh, we started writing an interface for adding tips for packages. So if I go to the local development version of the site, I can go to Ace window. There's a user submitted tips section. You can create a tip. You can type in the tip information, et cetera, et cetera. nothing that special, but this is very basic and it's not backed by the database yet. This is all in memory. So today we're gonna finish hooking this up to the database so that for each individual package, you can see the tips written for that package. And then we're gonna try to improve the interface a little bit to show the author, link to their profile. Let me actually add that too, because I did not put that in the list. Add link to tip author profile. Might need to spruce up the CSS a little bit on that. And also add voting on tips. So if there's a tip that you like and agree with, you can click a button to add a vote to that. So I don't think we'll be doing up votes, down votes. It will be only positive interactions. So we're gonna do up votes only. So if you like a particular tip, you can click it. We'll have to make it so that you can only do it once per user though, so that you don't have, someone just going and clicking a tip 1,000 times. Anyway, so that's sort of the goal, is to finish all that up. Maybe also add markdown formatting for tip text. It's kind of a thing I really want to do. That will require pulling in the Guile Common Mark library. I don't think I have that in the manifest file yet. No, I don't have it yet. We can just go ahead and add it. Guile Common Mark. So with Guile Common Mark, we have the ability to parse a markdown string, let's say, that represents a markdown document. And then turn it into HTML. So that will give us the ability to format the markdown into HTML to display on the page, which should be pretty interesting. Hopefully that will work well enough. I mean, that's what Haunt uses for taking in markdown files as your blog and then turning them into SXML to turn into HTML. So it is possible to do that. So let's see, what else? What's on the list? Allow the user to select which packages they personally use. That we would have to add some database for that. We might not get to that today. And adding a link to the user's Emacs config repo in their profile, that's also something that would be, in theory, easy to do. But we're getting to the point now where I think I should stop editing the initial creation of our current SQL tables. I think I need to start working with things in terms of migrations instead. We haven't really implemented any framework for database migrations yet. If you don't know what a migration is, it's basically a thing that is necessary when you have a SQL database in production. So if you deploy a website that uses a SQL database and you want to make changes to the tables over time, you can't just delete your entire database and start over because you've already got a bunch of data in there. So what you have to do is progressively create these SQL scripts that make tweaks to your tables. They either add a column to an existing table, maybe creates a new table, removes a column, maybe do some processing on the data that's already there. And this is sort of a series of operations that have to take place. So you kind of have to keep track of what the last migration that you ran was in your database so that you can then apply any future migrations to the production database as you go. I'm not really an expert on this. I'm sort of going based on what I've seen in other web frameworks. So it is a strategy I want to implement in this project. I don't know if we'll have time to fully get into that today, but maybe we will. Who knows? That would be a nice thing if we can do that. Hey, Scott and Fikri. Fikri says, finally, I can watch System Crafter stream while still getting paid for my job. Yes. I'm glad somebody's getting paid. Ashra says, Ruby on Rails has really nice migrations. Yeah, Ruby on Rails is probably one of the most, what's the right word I'm looking for? Mature web frameworks when it comes to things like that. I mean, they were pretty mature on that front for at least, 15, 20 years or more. But yeah, Ruby on Rails does a good job at that. I'm sure Django does a pretty good job too. But we'll implement something like that as well. Ashra says, Felia, Fikri's still waiting to be able to push my changes. No VPN problems. Actually, my wife is having a similar problem to that as well. She's locked out on something and she can't do deployments where she works. Okay, so another thing I want to do is briefly chat about Datastar, which is a HTML interface framework that we've been using so far, which I really like. I want to chat about Datastar for a minute so that I can get your thoughts on what you've seen me do so far, because I want to make a video about it. I want to kind of explain what it is and what it's good for and kind of why a person would want to use it, because I have a hard time really concisely explaining it whenever I'm trying to tell people about it. So I'm trying to make a video so I can really crystallize my own understanding and approach to explaining it so that someone else can understand the value of it. Because I see huge potential in this library for people who don't want to write heavy JavaScript client front ends for their websites or applications. I think it's a really good approach to making web apps that are back-end driven rather than being kind of like the split of the really heavy client-side code with back-end code that is basically just an API. So I want to try to like really understand the perspective I want to use in explaining this, because I want to transfer what I see into your head. So I need your help to understand what things I should focus on, right? And the cool thing is that apparently the author of Datastar, or the primary author of Datastar, literally just commented on one of the other stream recordings like 2 minutes before I started the stream, saying that he enjoyed watching the stream and would like to chat. So we might actually see an interview with Delaney at some point on the channel, which would be really cool, I think. I think that Datastar is poised to blow up this year, so keep an eye out for that. All right, so let's get started. I don't want to waste any more time. First, let's talk about Datastar for a moment, right? So content, I'm just going to put it as datastar.org for now, because video about Datastar, just to put it somewhere, and then later we'll go back and clean everything up. So notes. So I'm going to put down what I think so far would be the ideal way to discuss this. And I don't want to spend any more than about maybe 10 minutes on this, hopefully. So let's try to get this done as fast as possible. I'll explain what I think is the value, and I would like to hear other people's feedback and possible contrary opinions so that I can use that in the way that I try to explain what I'm trying to get across. Also, if you've watched the stream so far and you've seen me using Datastar, give me your questions. You can go ahead and just put them in the chat and I'll catch them. But, or if you saw me do anything and you weren't really sure what exactly I was doing, it would be useful, because I want to do like part explanation of what it is, and also maybe some code examples in the video. Peter says, with these hypermedia first frameworks, the app can still be front end driven from the user perspective, although all work is on the back end. Yeah, I think that's super important, because we've got to obsess with this idea of full stack developer these days, because UI has gotten so complicated that there has to be like a split between UI and back end, because it did get so complicated. And especially, goddamn, UI frameworks have gotten way too complicated. I mean, yeah, sure, it's great. It's great that you can do sort of functional, almost style reactive UI in JavaScript using React and other similar libraries, but it's really like the conceptual weight of all that stuff is pretty heavy, in my opinion. So not only are you splitting the roles in two, you're also making the client side one a lot more complicated than it probably needs to be. So I think that rejoining those things back in the back end, but making it so that there is proper user experience and dynamic behavior on the front end, it makes the idea of being a full stack developer a bit more tractable again, because you're just writing the same code. You're writing everything in the back end, and you have to understand how the front end works, but still, it's not exactly the way it was. Also, you get to get rid of like the entire JavaScript toolchain, which is great, because having to build a full JavaScript application is insane with all the bundlers and transpilation and everything else. I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just saying it's gotten really complicated. Okay. All right. So Datastar simplifies the approach to building dynamic web applications. It centralizes the front end and back end code into the language of your choice. It moves the UI closer to the real data, rather than having to invent an API to access the data from a thicker client. It removes the need for a ton of JavaScript code in the browser, it removes the need for complicated JavaScript build tool chains. What else did I say before that I'm missing now? It still provides state management and proper reactive UI, despite not requiring client-side or hand-authored or custom client-side JavaScript. Just trying to think of a bunch of points that I can kind of digest into a clearer point of view. What examples would I want to show? So what I had thought to do, write a basic, what would you call it, address book application. Because with an address book, you have, you know, things like multiple editable fields, paging of results, validation of fields. Beakery says, why Datastar instead of HTMX? Well, that's a good question to add. But the quick answer is I like the design of Datastar better. I haven't used HTMX a lot, but I think that Datastar has a better core design. It's cleaner, and also it makes a lot more sense to me. And I feel like I was immediately productive with it, whereas with HTMX, like I probably would have had to spend some more time learning how to use it effectively. Let's see, clean plugin driven model. Yep. Better cool factor, says Peter. I don't know if I would say better cool factor. I would almost argue that Datastar is intentionally not trying to be that cool. I think they're actually trying to solve real problems and do it in the cleanest and most straightforward way possible. So at least that's the impression I've been getting, not only from looking at documentation, but also watching a couple of discussions with the author of Datastar and I think one of the other kind of primary developers of the project. So I think there's definitely a kind of a mature perspective being put into this. All right, so paging of results. What else would I want to do with the application? Bulk edits to contacts. What else? Some kind of like, shit, what would I even say that would be? I don't know. Anyway, that's probably a good starting point. Peter says it's smaller than HTMX, or at least that's its claim. Yeah, I think it is smaller than HTMX, and it can be even smaller than what it is by default because you can pick and choose which pieces you want in it, which I don't really know why you would need to, but if you really wanted to like cut down on the size of the payload, let's say, you could. But that's not necessarily the main reason to choose something. Beaker says all of this would be written in Guile, right? Well, for the purpose of the demonstration that I'll do, I think it will be written in Guile primarily because I'm trying to sell the point that even if you use a super obscure language like Guile Scheme, you can still make modern looking dynamic websites in a way that's pretty straightforward and fun, I would say. So that's one of the other points is like, use whatever language you like, stay in that language. Because you don't have to really, jump between that and JavaScript. You can be more productive because you can just think in terms of how to express things in your own language. For the most part, let's say. Okay. That's a good starting point. I'll have to think about that some more and come up with some stuff for it. But I do want to make a video on this Peter says, in my opinion, the size of HTMX Datastar is already in the diminishing returns area. You mean in terms of it being too large for the value that it provides? It can't be any worse than writing a React application and all the stuff that goes into compiling that for running in a browser. Because React stuff is pretty heavyweight. At least in the experiments I've made with writing React applications. Peter says, no, so small that it is not worth a thought. I don't know, man. I think that it has a lot of value. I think it enables you to get rid of a lot of things that you don't need if you're not having to do so much work in the client side. Peter says, I do believe that this kind of approach for building a website will someday have native support from the browser, which is good. I mean, it sort of does have native support in the fact that you can size in kilobytes. Oh, so small that it's not worth a thought, meaning like you don't really even have to worry about how big it is because it's so small that it's just might as well be nothing. Capability Snob says, React itself is not heavyweight, but component libraries tend to be enormous if you aren't tree shaking. Yeah, everything that goes into making such an app it makes it pretty heavy. All right. So I'll be trying to come up with something for that pretty soon. Hopefully next week, I would say. I would have a video on that. But need to move fast, you know. Okay. Back to the project. So let's finish our true tip authoring experience with DB interactions. Let's look at what we have already got here. So in the package UI, wrong repo. And IA slop makes everything heavier, faster. What is IA? All right, package views. Let's see. Tip form. All right, so we have the tip form here. Yeah, that's a tip creation form. And tip content, render tips for package. All right. AI, okay, you're right, Peter. AI slop makes everything heavier, faster. That's true. Jodzi says, at first sight, it seems Datastar does more magic than HTMX. Very interesting to investigate with SC's help. Currently, I'm more on HTMX's side. I'm interested to understand what feels like magic because it would be good to know how people perceive it. I know how I perceive it, but I don't see it as that magical. But it's good to know how other people see it. Oh, I also forgot. Jodzi sent a pull request. Let's see. Yeah, we saw April V's last pull request. Jodzi says middleware refactor and minor bug fix. Let's take a look at this real fast in case we want to merge this in before we get started. Ice9 receive. Let's see. With middlewares. Yeah, this is a more of a typical middleware approach, it seems, which is good. Server.sem, let's see, parse cookies. Ooh, what is that? Is it like a threading operator? Is that something that exists already? We're passing it through, basically. Got it. That's cool. I think I must have gotten the indentation messed up here. I guess it's, you know, the same thing. You said there was a bug there. Maybe I had a bug in how I was handling things. Otherwise, it looks effectively the same. Magical control over the state on the front side using additional servers. Oh, right. Yeah, I feel like it makes sense, though. I feel like that's not really so magical. I am in favor of the model on that. Print handler with middlewares and return a composed handler procedure to arguments. Context request body returns two values. Response object middleware returns inside middleware as the procedure receives the next handler procedure of the constructed pipe as a single argument. Yeah. To be proper middleware, you do need that next procedure so that a middleware can intercept a call and then return something else instead of going through to the final handler. So that does make sense. Intercept the flow of request processing, may modify context and pass it to the next handler. Yep. Maybe capture the next handler's response and process and return it. Possibly a modified version of that response or return its own response without invoking the next handler. Middlewares is a last in, first out queue. Car middleware is called first. Receiving next middleware or handler as its argument. So we're using fold right over middlewares. Handler is the starting state. And middleware and handler. Yeah, right. So we're calling middleware with handler. Is it higher level though? Hey Delaney, nice to see you. I would love to hear your suggestions. The Datastar author Delaney is in the chat. Not only would I like to hear your suggestions, I would also like to maybe have an interview with you at some point, if you would like. Okay. So let's see. Input signal updates. Is something new? So root middlewares list. Oh, okay, that's cool. So you're putting the logger in as a middleware. That's cool. Hello to RZMJ. Okay, root middlewares placed. Okay, 404 handler. That's cool. Okay. Apply with middlewares, const handler middlewares. All right. And oh, obviously I'm not able to read right now, so it is root middlewares here. World's slowest sim racer says, "Whoa, what language is this? This is Scheme." Hello to Exu. All right. I need to see the actual file because I'm getting a little confused with the diff. I mean, that does look a lot cleaner to me. Delaney says, in general, you don't want to use selector in your merge fragments. If your fragment has an ID, it auto-selects the current version on the page and will auto-merge via morph. Is that more efficient? Is that the reason why I shouldn't do that? I mean, I saw that there's the ability to send back multiple fragments with different selectors in a response. But I did notice in a conversation on one of your videos that that was actually not really a suggested approach. Like, people probably shouldn't do that. So it's good to know that, if that's the case. So let me actually go to the Datastar library that I have here, my own little implementation, selector. Yeah, so maybe I'll just leave a note to myself here to do. Come on now. Delaney says it's less code. I think the multi-fragments is garbage for PHP nerds. I don't know why PHP people would need that more than anyone else. I mean, it seems to have value to me where you can update multiple parts of the UI in one request, but I guess that would be harder to diagnose if there was some weird, like, spooky action at a distance kind of thing happening in your UI whenever a response is changing different things in different places at the same time. I can see how it would be easy to abuse that and then end up with a really big mess. So yeah, I guess it's kind of a thing that's better to avoid if you can avoid it. Maybe it's just in the way that you structure the UI so that you don't have to touch different divs in different places. Data signals, foobar, BOS can, but yeah, yep. Yeah, I don't know why I was trying to avoid that. But maybe I should try to do that form of the attributes better. Is it better to use that form of the attribute syntax instead of trying to do like the embedded JSON object style or JavaScript object? RZMJ says, I've seen you've done scheme tutorials, which I'm very interested in. Do they require prior Lisp knowledge, or is just knowing a few more widespread languages sufficient? Well, the course that I have on Scheme, it kind of steps you through really in a very elemental way what Scheme is and how to understand Scheme syntax and the idioms of Scheme. So I don't think you really need to have deep knowledge in other languages. That was my goal, at least. Capability Snob also says, if you have the patience, structure and interpretation of computer programs doesn't assume much. Yeah, I haven't read that one in a while. Delaney says, you're using a signal, it's less error prone. I'm sure you'll macro the shit out of this. Yeah, well, definitely we will get there at some point. I really want to build some nice syntaxes to simplify some of the stuff that I want to do with Datastar, because obviously a Lisp language is really good for that. But for now, I need to understand what the recommended idioms are, I guess, for people using the language. So that's another good little point. Let me actually put that into the Datastar. So like tips, this may just be for me, just to keep this in mind. So for single signals, better to use attribute syntax. Avoid using selector in SSE responses, or fragment responses, let's say. Delaney says, have you seen the SDK protocol docs? Don't know that I've read the SDK protocol docs. I've definitely read the Datastar. I've read a lot of the documentation. I am going to make a library though, because I've already got just a little bit of stuff. Also probably showing other examples like DBmon and Bad Apple. Let me write that down. Is that what it was? Yeah, okay. So in the reference, I've basically been looking at just all the kind of stuff in this part, but SDKs, it says, yeah. So yeah, we will have one for Guile, because I've already written one. I mean, it's pretty damn small, because all it is just, you know, functions for returning the SSE events for merge fragments, merge signals, and execute script. I need to add the ones for the remove fragments and remove signals, but it's pretty easy. I mean, like, it's not super difficult to write these. So yeah, we'll have a library for that out sometime soon, I think. Amy Nussmazar. Let's see. Glenn says in IRC that I had no previous knowledge at all when I took the course. And Glenn is a good person to follow on that, because Glenn has taken the course and then he actually has like written 3 or 4 projects afterwards. So that's been pretty cool to see. Delaney says, you basically have already done it, but there's specifics to make sure everyone is on the same page no matter the language. Okay, so is there like a... Okay, contribution guidelines, is that what we're looking for? Are you keeping all the SDKs in this repo? Is that what I'm seeing? Yeah, SDK. Okay, yeah, it looks like it. Understood. Okay. All right, cool. Good to know. Yeah, the README. Got it. Okay. SDK/README. Right there. Right there. Ah, got it. Okay, cool. This is actually really useful to see. Great. Right. So let's get back to it. Oh, yeah. So I like what Jadzi has done here. Now, what is it that I saw before? There was the receive library that you pulled in. Delaney says, amazing, set a time, and also the Discord is full of listeners. I'll have to come by the Discord. I usually don't fire up Discord, but I will definitely do that for this purpose. Receive, response body. Okay, is this a way to just pull in values? Why are there like 3 or 4 ways to deconstruct values in Guile? Yeah, ISIN receive is a macro. Thanks, Delaney. I appreciate you dropping by. Really excited about Datastar. I think it's going to blow up this year, so kudos and congrats. ISIN receive is a macro to receive multiple values. Yeah, I feel like it's so weird that we have so many of these. There's let values. And there's something else. What was it? But there's too many. Receive looks pretty good though, because it's clear, straightforward. Call with values. Yeah, another one. You don't need that many. So yeah, I like this. I think this is good. Good contribution. Appreciate that. So let me just merge that in. Come on now. There we go. Rebase, fast forward. Got it. Okay, here we go. I'll have to stash. And then pull. Whoops. Then pop a stash. There we go. Got it. Okay. So now, let's go check server. Just make sure we're all in the right spot here. Yeah, I see the and there. I didn't know that and was just like built in. Where is that? Not here. Where does it come from? Higher order functions? Woo. I should probably take a look at this because I haven't seen that one. Return when value is false, return false, otherwise return proc value. Okay. Well, that's nice. A nice little thing to simplify some logic. Cool. And then over in routes.scm, we've got this. All right, place global middlewares here. That's awesome. That's great. And we got another with middlewares here. So apply with middlewares, const handler root middlewares, and that's on profile view. So you're kind of generalized it so that you can have like middlewares inside of middlewares in a way, because this is another sort of wrapping of the handler with middlewares that is also being called as the handler inside of this apply with middlewares. So that's cool. All right. And I like there is the first docstring function in the entire project here. So back into package.scm, where do we start? Well, I guess we need to start with getting this in the database. So if I go to tips.scm in models, we've already created the tips table. To refresh my memory, we have an ID for the tip, the username of the person who created the tip, the package ID, which is an integer, the time that it was created or updated, and the content. And that's probably all we need for now. So this becomes a moment where I have to decide if I want to just try to like trash the database and start over, or if I want to try to do a migration. Jazzy says, Emacs gives us all a great example of documenting functions. Yeah, definitely I should spend more time documenting. It's just that I haven't really gotten to that part yet in this project. But if anybody is interested in contributing docs for existing functions and stuff, I would be certainly happy to accept that. So yeah, let's think. Man, I really need to have SQLite in my profile so that I can easily dig into the database to take a look at stuff. Manifest. Come on now. All right, so we'll throw SQLite in there. I don't know if that's even the right command to use. Yeah, SQLite 3, got it. Okay. Options, file name. Okay, so SQLite 3 emacs packages.db.help. Let's see. Tables. Cool. Package tips is here. So let's see. How do I look at the package tips table? Probably need to run some kind of query. So SQLite query table, well, or table details. I don't know. Show tables description. Schema. That's cool. All right, so that's basically what we have so far. So we do have the schema in there. I don't need to do that. So we should be able to just start creating things. Package tip. What do we do for packages? So package, create package, make package. Insert package. All right, there we go. Insert package. Got it. Okay, so that's the naming style we're going for. So define insert package tip. So that would be DB username. Not really doing a good job of being clear on that, or consistent, let's say. Username, package ID. We're calling it author, right? Okay, so let's call that author. Package ID. Create time. I don't even really need that. We can just say now, right? It could be an optional parameter if we wanted to change it. Content. That's enough. Okay, so then I'll go check out what we did before. We had a prepared statement that we were using. All right, I can do that. Just kind of copy and paste my own code a little bit. So this we don't need. Let's go down here and grab the prepared statement bit. All right, got it. So SQLite prepare, string append, insert into package tips. Let's see, user, should have been author, whatever. Package ID, update time, content. So that would be user. At some point, it would be nice to have like a wrapper over this that makes it easier to write these kind of queries, but for now, we'll just deal with what we got. So here, user would be author. terrible inconsistency. Package ID would be package ID. Oops. Also, update time. I forgot the function to get the time that is, or the current time, let's say. I think we use it somewhere though. Content. Let me also get the geyser REPL back up because I think that we're missing that right now. Oh, the server's not running. That explains it. Back in ANSI term, we'll say quit. Okay. Start up the server, and then Control C, Control Z, and go back over into our tips, eval that, current time, got it, cool, that's good. And then content, new ID, match SQLite step statement, ID, false, false, okay, there's probably a cleaner pattern for that, but whatever. And there we go. That should be a procedure that would work. Possibly unbound variable package ID, match ID. I need to pull in ICE9 match in here. And package ID. Oh, right. Okay, so that's better now. If we were to pull up the REPL, no. We go into the, let's see, what is it? Site models tips. I can run insert package tip, db open. Well, no, that should work. db open and author David Will, package ID 1, content. This is a test tip. Let's see. Has no column update time. What was it called then in what we had seen before? Back in ANSI term when we spit out the output before. Come on. Oh, we didn't have that in there. So that actually isn't part of the table. Maybe I can just patch the database real quick to add that because we will need it. So SQLite add column to table. So let me run another ANSI term in the same folder path. Geeks shell -d geeks.scm. Whoops, nope. Oh, it's manifest. There we go. Alter table. Table name, package, tips, add, update time, integer. Okay, and then schema, package, tips. There we go. There's that. All right, hopefully that doesn't cause us a problem with the ordering of the columns. We're about to find out though. It'd be pretty interesting if it does. Since I've called them out explicitly, it shouldn't cause us a problem, but we'll see. So now if I go back to the REPL and try to run that expression again, this time it worked. So now we should have an actual tip in there. One thing I can do to test this out is to go back into the package code. And instead of using the fake data that we had before, not this one, package views. So we just made a bunch of fake data here, but we need to actually load tips. So let's see, what do we want to call this procedure? Back here, we can say define read tips for package. Render tips for package, okay. See you, Peter. Hey, David. Let's see. Define read tips for package DB. Let's go back to our package models. Read. Did I call it that? Yeah, read package. Read package. There it is. Read package keywords. Still using prepared statement here. Yeah, still a prepared statement. That's fine too. Let's do that. Package ID. All right. Select star from package tips. Where ID, where package ID equals ID. And SQLite order by from. One second. All right, so order by comes after from. I should be using uppercase for a lot of this stuff. All right, so let's see. Order by update time descending. I want it to be the newest first. Where package ID, okay. So select star from package tips. Package ID, this is gonna be package underscore ID, got it. So we need ID, author, and this is gonna be in the, this is gonna be such a problem. It's gonna be in the order of what the columns are, I think. I think if I select it specifically though, and not just do select star, select ID, user, package ID. What was the other? Zerka says, is this the website that shows all the Emacs packages? Yeah, that's right. ID, user, package ID, content, and it was update time. Update time content. Got it. All right. This is a really long and gross string. We'll probably have to break that up a little bit. But that's okay. We'll deal with it later. So ID, user, package ID, update time content. I just want to make sure I get the columns in a consistent order here. User, package ID. We already have package ID. We don't really need to pull that out. I guess that's kind of a moot point, right? Because we're searching for it with that, so let's not even put it back in the result set. Update time content. Okay. Then we have make package tip, which is ID, package ID, author. It's emaxpackages.com. Update time content. Got it. All right. So there we go. So that should allow us to query for all actual packages. Sorry, tips for a package. Let me actually try it out here. Read tips for package. Package ID being 1. Let's see. Prepare near where syntax error. What did I do wrong? I don't think I have to put a semicolon after that, right? Maybe I need to put order by at the end. Row value misuse. What does that even mean? User update time content. Well, let me take this part out, just in case. Row row value misused. SQLite row value misused. What the hell does that mean? Parenthesis around the select? No. That can't be the only place I'm doing this in the entire project. I'm pretty sure I saw it somewhere else. Column list. Or a list of comma separated columns. So I think maybe I should not put the parenthesis around it. That must be what it is. That's just my mistake. Wait, let's put the order by back. There we go. Let's leave that there. And then we'll take out the parentheses here. Hopefully I'm right about that. We'll see. There it is. Okay, package tip ID 1, package 1, author David Will, update time, content. This is the test tip. Cool. So we've got that. Now if we go back to our package.scm views, read tips for package ID. We also need the database. Render tips for package DB. And on the map, we no longer need this whole expression, so we can just delete that and put in tips instead. Or in fact, we don't even need the let. We can just pull this directly, I think. So I can just drop that right there, get rid of the let, and then reformat the whole expression, and then we're done with that. Render tips for package. Read tips for package needs to be pulled in, so that's going to be under site models tips. Oh, I did not export that, so that explains why there's a problem here. I need to put that as a defined public. And now back to read tips. Eval that, that's good. Let's take a look. Package listing, ace window. Still got the other junk there. Wonder why. This is packages 1. That makes sense, right? Oh, yeah. Render tips for package, DB. I have the context, right? I have context right there. Okay. So that is context DB CTX. There we go. Fresh. Got an error. Let's check out the terminal to see what the error was. Not a list. Interesting. I must have written it wrong. Oh, right. This needs to be SQLite map. Okay. Let me go back to package. Oh, it's list packages. Got it. So I wrote the wrong terminology. DB select. All right. And in db.scm, db select, that's just a simple thing. Okay, SQLite finalize, SQLite map. Okay. Let's go back to tips.scm. We're going to say list tips for package. Need to get my terminology straight. Result is going to be, oh, we still need to do the binding first. That's sort of the thing we have to do first. So SQLite map. match lambda. Okay, that's the thing we're going to pass through as the lambda here. So match lambda. That looks good. That's fine. Okay, so list tips for package, possibly row number of arguments to SQLite map. That makes sense. Probably need to pass in DB first. Okay. Go back here, SQLite map, or in fact, go to DB to SCM. SQLite map. Proc statement. Ooh. Proc statement. So it is not what I thought it was. Procedure goes first, and then the statement is next, which is the prepared statement we made. So statement. Kind of don't like how that is looking, so let's reformat that so that we can see it actually. Then back over in package.scm views, we're gonna go back to render tips for package, and then we're gonna say this is list tips for package. And now I should be able to load that up. Okay, this is a test tip, got it. So now we're seeing that the tip is there. Probably need to add the display of the time that it was created. Can we do that real quick? Let's see. Here's a tips view for render package tip. And that is going to be right here. Author, div, format, F. So there must be Guile format time. Let's see. Format. Stir F time. Is this current time UTC? Okay, UTC, good, good, good. We do want that. Oh, local time? Yeah, it's fine, right? We can use that straight up here. So stir F time, right? Package tip update time tip. And then back on the page, reload. Got an error. Let's see what the error is. Wrong type argument in position 2. What does it want? Oh, it wants local time. Got it. Was it local time, all in one word? Local time. There it is. Wednesday, February 12th at 10:30 a.m. EET. All right, that's cool. That's like the local time on the server, I guess, but maybe that's not such a bad thing. That's good enough for now. We can change the formatting later. I want to make this look a little bit better too, but that's fine. I think we could actually add the link here too, right? So div a yeah, that's right. User slash we need to string format this as well, or even string append, let's say. Okay, that's good. Whoa. What did I do wrong here? Oh, that's not right. This needs to be here. And also here. Okay, good. David Will links to the profile. That's good. In fact, I think that we could even call this a div class I don't know, package tip metadata. And then have these be spans. I don't know if it's any better to be a span. This could also be package tip content. All right. And this spacing is fine because we're going to change that when we get the CSS thrown on there. Not really bothered by it too much. In fact, I could put a little space here just to make sure that it is clean looking for now. So now we've got that. We want to be able to insert a new tip. So we already have the handler for package tips. What we could do is, instead of saying render package tip, let me see, can I go to tips, insert package tip? Probably should create a new package tip entry right here as a result. So make package tip ID author package ID content. Update time, current time. Okay. And then this current time will be update time. And we're just going to return this row back so that it can be used. ID. New ID. Got it. So it can be used to insert that new record. Okay. So tip content. New tip is insert package tip, context db context, and then we have a session username. Probably need another helper for that. And the package would be, okay, denote is wrong. We need to have the context for the page. So that's one thing we need to add to the signals in the data star information. So in the package page, package details, show tip form, tip content, package. We're going to need to throw the package name in there. So let's do that. We're going to format this. And for the format string, we're going to put in the name. I think that's right? Package name. Okay. And we need to put a ~a there. All right, so there's package. Back in the tips view, instead of calling denote, we need to use a sockref. Set the right order. And then the content as well. Tip content. In fact, we could probably just do this here without, yeah, I think we just do it once. Let me check the DB author package ID content. DB author package ID content. All right, cool. That looks good. We can get rid of this tip content here. Our let looks good now. And merge fragments, render package tip. This would just be new tip. We'll get rid of all that. And that's looking fairly clean, I think. All All right, unbound variable insert package tip. That's going to be coming from site models tips. Maybe I did not actually. Yeah, I didn't define public that. Okay, now I got that reevaluated, and then back over in, where are we? This one. Reevaluate that, that's fine. So I'm gonna reload this page, and now I'm gonna use create tip. This is another tip, and press submit. All right, we've got a little error on the client side. String append, users, false. So did the, I wonder if the, what am I looking for? I need the data star show tip form equals empty. Details for ACE window. Oh, I need to see what the actual network request was for the create. So let's check this out. All right, so we look at tips. Look at the request. Show tip form true, tip content foo, user ID David Will. Did I not reevaluate the package view? Unbalanced parentheses, so clearly I did not. So check parens. Must be somewhere here where I added some code. Yeah, it looks like I did not finish out that expression. Okay, so let's reload the page. Now this time, oops, this time we're say, this is another tip. Okay, so this is another tip. The ACE window here is obviously wrong. I must have put something in the wrong order. That's fine. If I look at tips, packages ACE window. Oh, that's not the ID. It needs to be the package ID. So that's interesting. Do I have that? Yeah, ID. So this is ID instead. That's my mistake. That should probably be package ID. All right, so let's do that. Reeval. Go back to this code. Package. We're going to look for package ID instead. That might need to be turned into an integer. Unless I do it that way. Hopefully it gets sent as an integer. I don't know. We'll find out. All right, so sockref signals package ID. So insert package tip. Let me just double check the signature for that. DB author package ID content. So DB author package ID content. So that is the right order. Something else is happening though, because the response is wrong. Also, it did not seem to be added to the database. There must have been an error there. So let's try this. This is a new tip. 500 error. That can't be right. Package ID 1, yes. String append users. Is this because it's... It's very strange. I think it must be in the tips view right here. Package tip author. Author package ID content. Author package ID. Author package ID update time content. Kind of weird. What's happening? Let's just try it again. I'm not certain about the error. It seems wrong. But it is coming back like that. And what it's telling me is that the user... Sorry. Yeah, the user ID is false. Package tip author. Render package tip. So that's being called in the view. We had the ID. Render tips for package. Render package tip. List tips for package. Is there like bad data in the database? Is that what's happening? Maybe there's a bad record. You can go back into the REPL, check that out. So list tips for package. db open. 1. Ah. Yeah, so there's only the one, which is really weird. So if we have that, and it only becomes a problem whenever we, oh wait, hold on. Wait a second. I think I did something else wrong. In the view, render package tip, new tip. Let's try this. Let's get a little log output and see if it shows us anything useful. Oh, okay. It's putting things in the wrong order. Package ID, David Will, author 1. I'm surprised it would even create those. I may have to go delete some bogus packages. So we've inserted it with the wrong information. I'm trying to understand how I did that. It must be in the tips model file. User, oh. What? User, package ID, update time content. User, package ID, update time content. User, package ID, update time content. So this all seems to be the right order to me. When we call insert package tip, we're sending DB first, then author, then package ID. If anybody else sees it, just let me know. I'm doing something really dumb. Okay, let's just take a little look at what the output is on that. Oh. This is going to be a problem. Maybe I'll just drop it in here. It's going to be the same anyway. Wait, now it got created? Huh. Rams, David Will, 1. This is new. All right, I think there's something else happening then. I think it's not the way the insert is happening. I think it's the way the read is happening. Select ID, user, update time, content. That's kind of weird though. Make, wait. Is that it? Make package tip? Package ID author. All of my other signatures are in the opposite order. I wonder if I should just change this. I don't know. Still. Bruce says something cached in the browser session. No, it's definitely in my code. Something stupid is happening in the code. So that would be ID. No, not ID. Package ID. ID, package ID, author. Log info. I forgot to reevaluate that. Okay. No, wait. That's right. Okay, so let's go back. Hold up. Wait, I think something else is wrong. Something specific. That's right. Okay, now I get it. Okay. Because of the inconsistency of a parameter order, insert package tip. I put author first when it actually should be package ID first. So it's really just in